Yeah, clearly, as you could see, the flight on this day didn't go to plan, but thankfully I'm still here to tell the tale. Yeah, woke up in the morning at the campsite and the flying weather was looking quite promising. So our loose plan was to try and fly from Plaine Joux at Passy towards Annecy along the Aravis. Yeah, Lona, clear, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, got up to launch and it looked absolutely stunning up there, looking across towards Mont Blanc. Not particularly busy up there, so had plenty of time to do all the pre-flight checks and get ready for the flight. I think it's the first time in the week that we'd been out in France that I'd launched first, so made quite a change. I was looking to push around to the right-hand side and find some lift behind a couple of others that were just starting to gain a little bit of altitude.
You. There's 3 going up just around the corner.
Yeah, flown at Plaine Joux 6 or 7 times previously. Always enjoyed flying there. One of my favourite flying sites in the world, to be honest. Once you get up high there, you've got some lovely views down on the snow-covered mountains. So on this day, looking forward to getting up just as high, especially if we could get across the transition across to the Aravis and have a look at some new ground that I'd not flown over previously.
It's not too bad, it's just around the corner.
Yeah, flying together with Matt and Phil, both really good pilots, loads of experience, and flown with them on numerous occasions before. On the French Alps trip that we done in 2024, we spent a lot of time together, did some good flights, and so yeah, looking to do something similar again with the two of them on this occasion. Yeah, Phil's on the Blue Wing, the Nivea climber that's just flown just below me, and Matt at this stage is yet to launch. He's flying a white Amiga ULS X Alps wing.
2 out the front, Phil.
Yeah, frustratingly here I left my pretty steady position I was with Phil and looked to get into a thermal with 2 others who were going up just in front of the hill. I got into thermal initially and then managed to fall out of it. Yeah, so from being in quite a comfortable position with Phil, gaining a little bit of altitude and keeping steady, I ended up flying all the way down towards the landing field, probably only a couple hundred feet off the ground, before seeing another wing that was just making a little bit of steady progress. So I tried to hook up with them and see if I could climb out from low down. Yeah, so together with the couple of birds of prey that had come to my aid and the paraglider that was gaining altitude slowly above me, I managed to gradually get higher and feel a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, all the way up on the low save, I'd been turning to the left, so as I approached the altitude of the guy that had found the lift for me, I acknowledged that by turning right and getting into a little bit of a pattern with him and giving him a nod on the way round. Certainly if he hadn't have been there, I think I'd probably have ended up on the ground. Yeah, this graphic just shows the thermal that I got from very low down, just near to the landing field at Plaine Joux, and then got all the way back up to above the altitude of where I'd launched from, and then hooked up with back up with Phil.
We go across now, Phil.
Yeah, the week in France had been really enjoyable. I'd gone away with a little bit of a cold, so first couple of days were a little bit slow, didn't enjoy it quite as much as I would do normally. But once that started to recede, the flying became a lot more enjoyable. Getting out and spending plenty of time in the sky, really enjoying my Volt 4, which I've been flying for a couple of months. Probably got about 30 or so hours under my belt with it, so starting to feel at home with it. And in this week where we've been up in the sky and some decent thermals, had an opportunity to see what it could do, and really pleased with its performance.
Yeah, got you, Phil.
And really pleased with how I was progressing with my own paragliding skills. Yeah, up to this point, I've been flying for just about on 3 years, and sort of total hours just over the 550 mark. And this calendar year, up until till now, just short of the 100 hours, so about 90 hours. So hoping to break the 100 while we're away on this trip. That was kind of a little target there. But overall, just enjoying my flying. Yeah, I've always really enjoyed being close to nature. So with paragliding, it's given me the opportunity to be up there with the birds, touching the clouds, looking down on the mountains and the scenery from above. So an absolute privilege to be able to do it, and to be part of a community that enjoys a different way of looking at the world, really. I really enjoyed doing it, enjoyed doing the photography and the videos, making the films, and to sort of see what it looks like afterwards. So I've got some fantastic memories of some of the flights I've done and some of the people that I've been away with. So finally got to the point where I knew I was in a position to look for the thermal that was going to take me up to cloud base to enable me to hopefully join up with the other two guys and then do the transition across the valley towards the Aravis. Yeah, so found a pretty decent thermal to go up in. It was quite rough, low down, so it was kicking us around a little bit. I don't know, it's probably between 2.5 to 4 meters a second or so. So going up quite nicely. Managed to stick with it, so fought with it, and I was pretty sure that this was going to take us up to cloud base. Yeah, having ridden the rodeo bull of a thermal all the way up, it was really cool to hear Matt on the radio and hear how much he'd enjoyed the journey up to Cloud Base 2.
Always good to look up at Matt's wing.
Yeah, so that was the first portion of the flight completed quite nicely. So the three of us together in a position to have the altitude we needed to get across the valley towards the Aravis. Yeah, so Matt's not on this graphic, but as you can see, Phil and myself joined up together at the top of the climb, around about 2,500 metres or so. So plenty of altitude to make the crossing over towards the Aravis. Yeah, as I was the least experienced of the three of us, I was always trying to stick between the two of the other pilots. So at this stage, Matt is just ahead of me, slightly to my left, and Phil behind me. Both the other two guys on D-class wings, so slightly faster than mine on glide. So eventually Phil passed me to my right-hand side, which was quite handy really. So it gave me an opportunity to see where he could hook up with the hill, the mountain on the far side, and also in a position to see where Matt was. So yeah, felt like I was in a nice place at this stage.
Let's see if we can hook on to the Aravis. Phil just to my right, Matt just in front of me. Matt's just about to hook up now. Let's see if I'm going for the same point as him.
Yeah, as I was watching Matt try and hook up with the cliffs in front, I could see that he wasn't making any progress, not gaining any altitude, so decided to turn slightly right towards where Phil was, who was hooking up quite nicely and starting to go up the cliff face, so started to follow Phil's direction.
Mark that.
Yeah, this is about just short of 2 hours into the flight, and as you can see, the scenery is just getting better and better. The more altitude that we got, the views just become even more spectacular. Really enjoying flying together with Phil, hooking up quite nicely, getting some good altitude, and feeling pretty comfortable flying together. Yeah, at this point we'd lost sight of where Matt was. We realised he didn't hook up with the Aravis quite as well as we had, and he'd had to go back down the mountain to try and find something to push back up. So we were keeping an eye out for him, listening out on the radio to see if he was making any progress.
Yeah, can't see Matt at all, Phil.
Yeah, so this is now our planned direction of travel along the Aravis Ridge towards Annecy in a southwesterly direction. So hopefully getting to Annecy within about an hour or so.
Yeah, I'm getting you, Phil. Yeah, front of the other ridge, to our left, to my left.
Yeah, so I managed to spot Matt on his white wing flying pretty much parallel to where we were, but on the lower ridge to my left-hand side. So got confirmation from Phil that we were going to carry on flying the direction that we were, and just trying to keep an eye on where Matt was. Yeah, on the previous trip to France last year, and when we flew at Passy at Plaine Joux, this was the position I got to last time. Unfortunately, I'd not got one of the thermals that the other guys had taken, and got separated from them, ended up quite a long way behind them. So got to this position last time, and made the sensible decision to turn back and safely bottom landed. Yeah, on this occasion, obviously quite pleased with progress so far. Flying high, above, pretty much above where the other two guys were, so I had a good overview of what they were doing, of where I was, and yeah, felt like I was in a really nice place at this stage of the flight.
Yeah, nice flying, mate, well done.
Yeah, that was a message from Matt to say that he was pretty much back on the main ridge and just behind us. So great news that we were all pretty much back together and could continue the flight towards Annecy.
Well, life don't get any better than this. This is friggin' amazing.
Yeah, at this stage, Phil and I pretty much stuck together, just maintaining our altitude, grabbing a little bit extra every now and again, but on the whole, just waiting for Matt to catch up with us. We knew he was slightly behind us, and realised how much more fun it would be if the three of us could progress together.
Push through it, Phil. Yeah, I'll take it we're just going to push through.
Yeah, at this point of the flight, we had a couple of light flurries of snow hit us, and so just messaged Phil just to make sure that he was still happy pushing on through. But as you can see ahead, there's quite a build-up of cloud on the ridge line ahead of us. Yeah, this was the first time the three of us had hooked up together since we made the transition, since we started the transition across the valley. So again, as you can see, in a nice position here, sitting pretty together with Phil and above Matt, keeping an eye on what they were doing and trying to fly as sensibly as possible.
Well, that start was incredible. It was only about, 200 foot from the ground. Just starting to think about landing. Now, literally on top of the Aravis, being snowed on. All three of us together. Like a snow machine just below me. Ski lift.
Yeah, at this stage of the flight, I was absolutely over the moon. I couldn't have been happier with myself. I'd flown really nicely to be able to get here. Flying a completely different area to where I'd flown before. Quite hopeful that we could fly down towards Annecy. But overall, just really enjoying myself and enjoying the scenery, looking down on some stunning sights below. So as you can see, flying quite closely together with Matt and Phil, we'd all met up together. So that was giving me quite a nice warm feeling that I was in relatively close proximity to the two of them, and was hoping that that was going to be the case for the remainder of the flight. Yeah, at this point of the flight we were met by another couple of paragliders, so in total there were 5 of us just approaching the end of the ridgeline.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, looking back on things now, having known what's happened, this is probably the point where my decision making could have been much better. Seeing the wing come back towards me, the paraglider on the white wing come back towards me, and with the ground ahead being shaded out, not a lot of sunshine ahead, and it being new ground to me, an area that I've not flown before ahead, I think at this point I probably made the wrong decision. I could see Phil slightly higher than me and just to my right hand side, and he was pushing forward. I guess I assumed that he'd got a lifty line or got something there that he was looking at, so I tried to take as best a line as possible, keeping him in sight and seeing if we could move to something that would take us up in the distance. Yeah, this is where I should have made my own decision. Should have taken probably the safer option, stayed back on the ridge, tried to gain some more altitude and maybe a little bit of thinking time, possibly hooked up with Matt, who was I knew was slightly behind me, and taken more time over this decision. So for pretty much the first time on the flight I was feeling pretty uncomfortable. I'd made a decision that I was starting to regret, and I was wishing I was back on the ridgeline behind us in the sunshine, back where the thermals were, and not facing the wrong side of the mountain as far as I could make out, with a bit of heavy cloud in front of me. As you can see here, as I'm gliding along, things went from bad to worse when the rain started. Started quite light at first, but then eventually got pretty heavy. Had quite a number of minutes of rain hitting the wing. Eventually almost felt like it was going into the pod, and I was getting wet myself. So instruments were getting wet, all of my kit was getting wet, and I was feeling pretty uncomfortable, both physically and in the position I was with regard to the flight. Yeah, always easy looking at these videos afterwards and thinking I should have done this, that or the other, but definitely some landing options to my right hand side. I could have easily put the wing down, probably next to the road, the green areas to my right there, Ahead of me there was some sunshine in the distance, however the valley was narrowing quite dramatically towards the bottom end, so that possibly wasn't the best option to push forward. I kept going, looking for landing options, but also seeing if I could progress further with the flight. And as you can see, majority of the time whilst I was flying in the rain, I was on the rear risers and on speed bar. Yeah, one other problem that I had was looking for somewhere to put the wing down was visibility. So the rain was pretty strong at times, quite heavy, and I couldn't see particularly well with my goggles. I don't think it would have been much better if I'd have had sunglasses on, so at one point I tried to take them off, see what it was like without them, and the rain was actually stinging my eyes, so I had to pop them straight back on and continue looking for somewhere to put the wing down. Yeah, at this point the rain got significantly heavier, so I was quite keen to put the wing down for the next few minutes. I didn't think about it at the time, but potentially a reserve throw could have been an option at this point as well. However, below there were power lines, there were a lot of trees, there were houses and plenty of other hazards, so I still think I made a relatively good decision to aim for a point ahead of me. However, it obviously didn't turn out quite as well as I'd have hoped. Yeah, so my plan was to go in on bar, aim for the top of the mound straight ahead of me, and sort of take the consequences really. However, I couldn't quite clear the trees that were ahead of me and had to turn away, so therefore had to come off bar onto the brakes to turn, which eventually caused the wing to deep stall and drop down into the trees. Yeah, at this point here, I didn't feel in any danger whatsoever. Thought I was going to turn away, get back on bar and push down towards the valley, and was completely taken by surprise when the wing just dropped out of the sky. Yeah, as you can imagine, a pretty weird sensation dropping down through the trees. Initially the wing caught at the top of the trees and I thought I was going to be dangling there for a little while before being rescued, but unfortunately the wing split. I dropped down, fell about 20 metres, pretty much free fall with a couple of 360s on the way down. Thankfully didn't land on my head and landed on my backside on some pretty soft ground on quite a slope as well, so that was a blessing in disguise with regard to the land that I come down on, that I eventually fell onto. Yeah, stayed conscious the whole time, so knew exactly what was happening. As soon as I hit the ground, clearly I was hoping I was going to be alive. Felt the bump, rolled down the hill a little bit, and within a few seconds or so sort of come to and realised that I may have an injury to around about my right side of my hip and upper leg. Was completely trapped in my harness. The lines had gone around my legs, so I was in a pretty sticky situation there, but at least I was okay. I was alive and hopeful that I could get myself out of this situation relatively quickly. Yeah, before launch, I'd shared my live location with the rest of the group on WhatsApp, so that was going to be helpful to locate me. And I'd also recently purchased an InReach Mini 2 satellite communicator, so I had that also to be able to use to let people know where I was.
Ah, fuck it.
Yeah, this is where it starts to sink in. So at this stage, pretty pissed off with myself. Clearly picked up some sort of injury, damaged my kit, around about a fifth of my wing hanging in the tree above my head, and seriously inconvenienced the rest of the guys that I was flying with that day. Yeah, at this stage, amazingly, I wasn't in any pain, although I was pretty uncomfortable. I had my left leg tucked up so that my foot was almost touching my backside inside the pod, and my right leg, bear in mind there's a fracture there, was in a similar position, not quite as tight up behind me, but pretty uncomfortable. And the lines from my wing were wrapped around my legs as well, so yeah, clearly needed to get myself out of there one way or another. Yeah, my first message was on WhatsApp to the group, just letting them know I'd crashed and giving them my current location.
Hey dude, I've crashed.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm okay. Bottom of my back is quite painful.
I get to you as soon as I can, okay?
Take your time getting down. I'm fine, I think.
I can't hear you, but I'm going to land as soon as I can and get to you. Alright? Just stay tight, stay there, and you'll be okay. Alright?
Yeah, all good.
Good stuff. I'll get to you as soon as I can.
Cheers, Matt.
Alrighty? Phone me if anything else happens, but I'll be there as soon as I physically can.
Awesome.
I'll see if I can call you on the radio. Coming now. Hang tight, dude.
Will do.
Yeah, also around this time, got the good news and messages from the others who were flying that they all managed to get down safely.
Hey, mate.
You're right up there.
Yeah, I'm on the ground. So landed. I fell quite a long way from the tree.
Right, Steve, how you doing?
Yeah, fine, mate. Fine.
Have you phoned an ambulance?
I haven't at all. No, I haven't phoned any emergency services or anything as yet.
Okay, are you in a position that we will be able to get you down safely, bearing in mind possible back injury?
It's a steep hill, and I think I've got a back injury, so it's going to need some sort of mountain, type team.
Okay, all right, give me 2 minutes. I'm going to phone you back in 2 minutes. I've got Jared with me, and we're packing. We've just landed together.
Okay, mate.
Packing up now, and then we're coming to you. Okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling fine. I've just got the top of my arse, lower back. That's exactly where I landed. Thankfully, it's relatively soft, but it's a probable back injury there.
Okay. Can you wiggle your toes? Have you got movement?
Yeah, got full movement, mate. Arms, legs, full movement. So I think it's probably just something, cracked down the bottom there.
Okay, are you bleeding at all?
I don't think so, no. I've had a good check. I'm stuck in my pod. I can't get out my pod.
Don't move out that pod. Stay exactly where you are.
I'll try my hardest, mate.
Do our best to get you, and we will get you the right people with the right ladder
Yep.
to come and get you, okay?
Of course, mate.
I'm going to phone you back in about 3 minutes. All right, we're just packing winds away, and then we're in the car to get we'll plot a route to get to you.
Lovely. Cheers, Matt.
All right, cheers, bye.
Thank you, mate. Bye.
Yeah, as you could hear from the phone call there, I was in extremely good hands with the people I'd gone away with. I'd actually dealt with a couple of serious incidents myself with Matt in the previous few months at our home paragliding site, so knew how good he was at organising a rescue. So just a matter now of waiting for the emergency services to arrive. One thing was, I don't think Matt realised how uncomfortable I was in the pod, so I was going to try my hardest to try and squeeze out before they arrived, because I still had one foot up behind my back that was extremely uncomfortable. Yeah, included in a couple of the messages that I'd sent to the group were my what 3 words location, which should be able to pinpoint me exactly as to where I'd come down. And also the info from my Garmin InReach, given latitude, longitude, again showing everybody exactly where I was on the hill. Yeah, these photos that I took at the time of the crash just show how lucky I was with regard to the soil and ground that I fell on, how soft it was, and the angle of the slope, and potential for falling on other harder items that were close by. So I was pretty lucky in that respect. Yeah, so apart from having my feet contorted up behind my back, I was relatively comfortable. Minimal amount of pain coming from my right hand side. Didn't think it was a massively serious injury. Didn't think it was life-threatening, so I was quite happy just to sit there and wait, although I was quite keen to actually get out of the pod. So thankfully I'd been gifted from Matt Pepper a hook knife previously, prior to the trip, so grabbed that from the cockpit and eventually cut the lines that were across my legs and freed myself from the pod so that I could squeeze out. That gave me the opportunity to check my back a little bit better, check for any bleeding, and just have a little bit more comfort and freedom prior to the emergency services arriving. Yeah, getting out of my pod and having this movement confirmed a few things to me. Firstly, that I wasn't seriously injured. The injury to my back wasn't that bad. So I had pretty much full movement and feel in my legs, my arms, etc. But it also showed that I couldn't stand up, and I got some sort of pretty bad injury to the top of my right leg, around the area of my hip or pelvis. Yeah, ironically, where I'd had my Garmin InReach in my top left-hand pocket, I'd probably managed to roll on it once I'd fallen from the trees and got some sort of rib or chest injury. Not that bad, I think probably just bad bruising, but where I rolled on top of that. But however, I think it was a relatively sensible place to keep it, so at least I could get to it and actually use it once I'd come to a halt. Yeah, so at this stage, this is around about an hour after I'd crash landed through the trees. I was pretty much resigned to the fact that I was going to be rescued by helicopter crew or a mountain rescue crew of some type. I realised that I couldn't walk out of the situation that I've got myself into. So then had a really comforting phone call from a French guy from the communications centre who was dispatching the helicopter to my location.
Hello, Steve here. Hiya. Yeah, apologies. Apologies. Yeah, I'm halfway. Fell into the tree and fell from the tree quite a long way down. I'm on the ground. Yeah, I fell from the tree. Yeah, half of my paraglider is still in the tree. It's orange. It's predominantly it's orange and yellow, but it's some is stuck 3/4 of the way up the tree. The rest is on the ground with me. I'm okay. I think I've got a back injury, lower back injury. Lower back, yeah. So where I hit the ground very hard. Of course. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of trees above me. I don't. You guys know what to do. But yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, so fairly soon after the phone call to the communication centre, or from the communication centre, the helicopter arrived, hovered above me, located my position. I think it landed probably where I was looking to land myself, at the top of the hill behind me, and the medic, together with a couple of assistants, comes down to my location where I was checked over, put onto a board, and then hoisted back through the trees on board the helicopter and away to Annecy Hospital. So, massive thanks to that crew and to all of the people at Annecy Hospital who looked after me. Yeah, so huge thanks to the guys that I was flying with and out in France with for organising the rescue, making sure that I was picked up okay and got back to the hospital in a good state. Also thanks to the people back home who also made contact with me while I was on the ground. Again, really comforting and helpful. The injuries I found I got once I got back to the hospital, so I had a CT scan and found I got a fractured pelvis, as well as fractured lower vertebrae, LC1 vertebrae. Yeah, so 3 nights in Annecy Hospital give us a chance to have a little bit of banter with the boys. Finally escaped, and thanks to Matt Roach for driving me all the way back from Annecy back to my loved ones back in the UK. So once home, time to recover, time to reflect, and hopefully come back a better person from this, fitter, stronger, learn a lot from it. Hopefully going to become a better pilot, continue my coaching, and get back on the hill, and then flying my favourite sites as soon as I can.